Hey guys, and welcome to beautiful California. In today's episode, we're actually going to explore an area of Los Angeles called Los Feliz, which is adjacent to the Hollywood area. It's close to Silver Lake, and it's just such a beautiful place to visit because of its stores, its park. After all, we are in California, and look at the weather. It's just so sunny. So when you're in sunny California, all you can do is go to places and look at them, visit them. So let's explore. Los Feliz is a hillside neighborhood in the greater Hollywood area of Los Angeles. The neighborhood is named after its colonial Spanish-Mexican land grantee, José Feliz, and along with present-day Griffith Park, makes up the original Rancho Los Feliz land concession. This is one of my favorite areas in Los Feliz, and it's a little bit hidden. It's actually part of Griffith Park, but it's not exactly the main Griffith Park area. It's the Ferndell Park, which is at the entrance of the Griffith Park right next to Little Bear, and it takes you to a little pathway that has a bunch of water and sometimes a waterfall. But obviously we are in California, and California being full of droughts, well, we never know if we're going to get water or not, but definitely it's a cool little secret garden that definitely deserves a visit if you're ever in this park. The Ferndell Trail is a quarter-mile long trail in Griffith Park. This walking path borders a stream that nourishes tropical plants under the shade of sycamores. And yes, once you're inside, doesn't it look cool? It's really basically your own little secret garden. And that's what I like about this, is that because, yeah, there is the main Griffith Park where everybody's hiking and everybody's going on the trails, and yes, it does go to the observatory, which gives beautiful views of Los Angeles and stuff. But sometimes I like to have a little bit of privacy and just be able to enjoy, meditate, do whatever I want to do. And yeah, this is the little park. So when you ever do come to Griffith Park, be sure to come in here because you're going to be amazed at how cool and private it is. Even when other parts of Griffith Park dry out and turn brown, Ferndell stays lush and green thanks to the recycled water it receives from Griffith Park Observatory. And as you can tell, this little secret garden is actually pretty big, and it does go on for a little while. I mean, it's not the biggest. You can probably walk it in about 3 minutes, but yeah, it is your own little secret garden, and you can't hear many cars or anything. It's very private, and the water is just so soothing. And yeah, if you're ever trying to meditate and stuff, or if you're just trying to cool down a little bit because of the hot California weather, come here. After you go through that little Ferndell secret park, well, you do go to the main hiking place of the Griffith Park. And yes, it does go all the way to the observatory, but I made another video where I actually filmed at the observatory, so we're not going to venture further. If you do want to see that part, you can watch the other video, but we're going to go explore other places in Los Feliz. And yeah, once again, do go through this secret garden. It's really amazing and beautiful. Griffith Park covers 4,310 acres of land, making it one of the largest urban parks in North America. It is the second largest city park in California. Due to its presence in many films, the park is among the most famous municipal parks in North America. It has been compared to Central Park in New York City and Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. Los Feliz has another thing that I really appreciate, and it's the Los Feliz Estates, which basically is on Los Feliz Boulevard, and it's a bunch of really nice houses in this area of Los Angeles. And when I say nice, I'm not just saying nice houses, I'm talking about big mansions. And myself being someone who likes movies and stuff, and just in general beauty throughout the city, I do think that architecture and beautiful houses and beautiful mansions are kind of like almost going through an outdoor museum. So yeah, it is well worth it. Apart from the Los Feliz estates, there are many other gated communities in this area. Since they are gated, the homes within them are pretty fancy, and even though these type of communities do offer their perks and extra security, there definitely always are restrictive rules, including guests getting through the gates, which might make these kind of properties less attractive to some people. And yes, as you can tell, the houses in this area are just gorgeous. And the one in the back, well, it's not the biggest one, but that's the kind of house that you would want to kind of live in and stuff. The only thing that I'll say about Los Feliz is that unfortunately on Los Feliz Boulevard, there is quite a lot of traffic, but I think that the houses are kind of like well insulated, and the windows are good enough to not hear too much of the cars. But yeah, as soon as you get out of your house, you are going to get a bit of the noise. But yeah, again, at least visit it. And there is a nice little pathway. You are going to get cars, but it is still walkable and very enjoyable. Los Feliz is one of the most sought after neighborhoods in Los Angeles due to the stunning views, beautiful homes, and relative affordability. Scattered across these hills are architectural gems evoking the old Hollywood, built by architects such as Leland Bryant, Frank Lloyd Wright, and Paul Williams. Because of this, Los Feliz has been the home to movie stars, musicians, and the Hollywood elite. Here we are on Vermont Boulevard between Franklin and Hollywood, and what's cool about this little street is that they have so many little stores, and yes, it is kind of like the capital of hipster town here. It's just adjacent to Silver Lake, so yes, there are a lot of hipsters, but the fact that there are a lot of hipsters means that a lot of the places here are hipster, and definitely when you are in the Hollywood area and the Los Feliz area, you should come here because it is such a pleasant place to just sit down, have a coffee, or have a small meal and just enjoy. Vermont Avenue is one of the longest running north-south streets with a length of 23.3 miles. This particular area of the street is extremely trendy with many vintage clothes stores and trendy restaurants. A noteworthy place to speak about on Vermont Boulevard is the Los Feliz Theater, which opened in 1935 and converted into a triplex theater in the early 90s. And yes, Los Feliz has a lot of artwork, and as you can tell, here there's a big mural with a bunch of different actors from different eras. And this is the power of sometimes being in a nice area like Los Feliz, is that you walk through the streets and you get to see artwork, be it on walls, be it on the side of the sidewalk, on the stores. It's just a bunch of art everywhere, and that makes it also just more pleasant just to have a nice stroll and enjoy the beautiful weather. One of the highlights of this street is the fact that they have a French restaurant called Le Figaro, which has really good baked goods and bread. And me being a European, je suis belge, donc moi quand je vois des trucs français, j'aime bien en parler, which basically means that when I see something French, I like to speak about them. So I did have to highlight this restaurant. And yeah, if you're on the street, definitely check it out. Los Feliz Village is home or in proximity to numerous bars and restaurants catering to nightlife. They are mostly on Hillhurst Avenue between Los Feliz Boulevard and Prospect Avenue, and on Vermont Avenue between Franklin Avenue and Hollywood Boulevard. Some were classic dive bars in their heyday for the sundry working class drunks, poets, artists, writers, and other creative types. This is the power of Los Feliz. Basically, on one side we have one restaurant, on the other side we have another restaurant, and even further there's more restaurants, and right here we have more restaurants. And that's the thing and the power of Los Feliz, is that you're in a nice area, you're able to walk around, but then when you have a little craving, you're able to eat whatever is gonna make your stomach happy, basically. And that's what I love about this area. Most people associate stairs with function, but the city of LA has numerous hidden stairs which often feature artwork and really make the areas pop out. Originally, they were built to simply assist people from a bottom street to their uphill homes. But nowadays, many people use them for exercise, as filming locations, as well as simply to enjoy the views of the city that a lot of them offer. And yes, in Los Feliz, as I did mention, they do have a lot of artwork, and it doesn't just happen on walls of houses and stuff like that. We actually have stairs that present a lot of cool little artwork, and they're known to be kind of like these secret stairs. There's a bunch of them in Silver Lake, there's a bunch of them in Los Feliz, and there's a bunch of them all over LA. But yeah, this is a cool little highlight, and definitely if you Google it, you can actually search for them, and you can actually maybe even do a little route and see all the cool little stairs that are in this area. In this quiet neighborhood of Los Feliz, which is close to the Franklin Hills, they have the Prospect Studios, which is actually a really active studio, and they're still shooting General Hospital, Grey's Anatomy, and even back in the 80s and 90s, they filmed Who's the Boss, and that was a favorite show of mine as a kid. And yeah, it's just in this really quiet neighborhood. You would not expect to see it here, but it is here, it is active, and it is still owned by Disney, and it is a really cool place to see. For more than 50 years, this facility served as the West Coast headquarters of ABC. As the television and film industry entered the next millennium, the lot by 2002 was renamed the Prospect Studios. Current shows besides General Hospital produced here include ABC's medical drama Grey's Anatomy. The Walt Disney Company, which acquired ABC, continues to own and operate the facility to this day. In this area, we also have a cool bridge which is called the Shakespeare Bridge, which is simply named after William Shakespeare. It was built in 1926, and the reason that I want to highlight this is that, well, it is a really pretty bridge and it has some nice arches and nice architecture, but at the same time, we are in California, and because of earthquakes, well, we don't really have that many bridges, so it is always nice to see one, it's nice to highlight one, and when you're walking through it, well, you get a pretty view, so you can't beat that. The Shakespeare Bridge in the Franklin Hills section of Los Angeles was built in 1926. The bridge was rebuilt in 1998 after the Northridge earthquake due to concerns that the structure would not be stable in the event of another earthquake. And yes, every time I come across a fountain, I can't help myself. I have to highlight it, and this is no exception. Right behind those bushes right there, there's a really gorgeous fountain called the Mulholland Memorial Fountain. And yeah, there are two busy streets right next to it, but if you can kind of tune out the sound of the cars and just listen to the water and the rustle of the trees, well, it is a really, really beautiful place. The Mulholland Memorial Fountain is located at the intersection of Riverside Drive and Los Feliz Boulevard. It is named after William Mulholland, who was a penniless Irish immigrant and a self-taught engineer who became head of the Los Angeles Bureau of Waterworks and Supply. He lived for a time in a one-room wooden shack near the present-day fountain and died in 1935. The fountain dedicated to him was completed in 1940. One thing that you should actually visit if you are in the Griffith Park, apart from that little secret garden that I showed you guys, is the Greek Theater. And yes, we are in a pandemic, so there's actually no performances, but it is a really cool theater. And during regular times, they really have so many shows, so many big artists, and it is an outdoor theater. And again, California, good weather, so you have outdoor theaters. And it's not just really a theater. I mean, they call it the Greek Theater, but they have concerts, they have big shows, they have so many different events that are happening all year long. So yeah, once the pandemic ends, the Greek Theater is really a place to go. The reason that this place is called Greek Theater is because the theater stage is modeled after a Greek temple. The idea for the Greek Theater originated with wealthy landlord Griffith J. Griffith, who donated 3,000 acres of land to the city of Los Angeles in 1896 to create Griffith Park. In his will, he left money for the construction of the Greek Theater. The cornerstone was laid in 1928, and the building was dedicated on September 25, 1930. Okay, well that's it. This concludes my tour of Los Feliz and its surrounding area. I really hope that you guys enjoyed going through this gorgeous area here in Los Angeles and looking at the beautiful houses, the park, the fountains and the vintage stores and even the restaurants. And as you can tell, if you're ever in the Los Angeles area, it's really a place that you should consider going and visiting because there's just so many things to do here. And if you did enjoy this video, well, please be sure to subscribe. Hit the like button, leave me a comment too, and let me know what was your favorite part of the video. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.